can't say that's not fun. Whew. What? My new M14 here. I want to talk to you guys today about something you may know about or may not know about. Freeman Society. What do you know about a Freeman Society? What is a Freeman Society? Well, you might find this hard to believe, but we didn't always pay the taxes we pay nowadays. We didn't always have the amount of government we have nowadays. I mean, there's a lot of things we didn't have before the 1930s. The stock market crash, things changed after that. So what is a freeman? Well, first, before you understand what a freeman is, you have to understand what your birth certificate is. Again, don't believe a word I'm saying. I want you to look it up. But first off, what is your birth certificate? Well, I'll start way back before. In short, family records, birth records, used to be always kept in the family Bible. You would be born in XYZ place, and then you would, they'd write, little Johnny Smith was born this date. Parents Joan and Joey or whatever, and then et cetera, in the family Bible, and you keep a record of it. And there'd also be a church record. But churches don't do that anymore. Why? Well, in 1929, when the stock market crashed, people were desperate. The country basically ran out of money. Kind of what's happening now. Difference is now people have more to lose. So we couldn't print gold. We didn't have any gold hardly. We didn't have any silver, and so they had gold and silver confiscation, which I'm thinking about doing again now. Not so much here in Canada, but definitely down in the United States. The other thing is that we didn't have anything in the country. We had nothing. We had nothing worthwhile to print money. So anyway, so we didn't have any money. So the First Bank of England, and they said, okay, well, we'll allow you to print money, but we need something as collateral. Well, there was only one thing that our country had as collateral: people. So what they did is they created a thing called social insurance and a birth certificate. But what is your birth certificate? Well, 7 days after you're born, okay, roughly 7 days after you're born, you get a birth certificate. Now, on that birth certificate, there's a lot of things that you're not going to see on there because they've cut off a lot of things on the big paper. And I'll show you when I get home my birth certificate. I just didn't want to bring my birth certificate out here and get it all wet. But basically, it's a banknote is what it really is. So what they did is they put your name in capitals, registered you as a ship lost at sea, okay? And on the ship is a fictitious straw man, and on his cargo is your soul. So what they did is they created this bond in your name, and you are the trustee holder of it, and all debts occurring, fines, taxes, etc., go to you until this fictitious straw man comes in back on his corporate ship, which just happens to have your same name, and returns the cargo. And again, I know it sounds outrageous, but this is how devious bankers are. So they'll use anything to make money, right? So, and that's exactly what they did. They printed money on it. So now what we have is when you look at your birth certificate, you'll see it's all in capitals, and that's on the big paper, the big yellow paper. Okay, and at the top you probably have it cut off, but it'll say it'll be under maritime law, and it goes to the Register General of Canada. Okay, and it also says the First Bank of Canada on there. Now, when you got the little blue card, if you flip it over on the back, you'll see a red number. That's known as a CUSP number. And that CUSP number is basically, I guess, the account. Your name actually comes up in the stock market, the stock exchange, because they may have printed $1 in your name. They may have printed $4 billion in your name. Who knows? And you get traded on the stock market or whatever. Your soul is getting traded as we speak. So they say. Now, on top of that, you can actually cash in your birth certificate. And when you do, everything that comes after that birth certificate, driver's license, healthcare, social insurance number, all that doesn't exist anymore. You are not legally eligible to have that. So what you have to understand is that, yeah, you might get some cash out of it, and you might get free right to travel, but you will spend an awful lot of time in court, and all debts will still occur to that birth certificate, I'm pretty sure. So should you want your birth certificate back, I don't know. I'll have to call the Register General myself and see what exactly is involved in that. But I think it's something that the Freeman Society is something that people should look at. It's a way to opt out of the government, but do it for the right reasons. If you're doing it just for the money and just for the common law right to travel, you're probably going to find that you're going to spend more time in court than anything. And if, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, you're wasting your time in court. So there's a lot to consider, but it does exist. And why it exists explains an awful lot of why we have all the problems we have now. And a lot of those problems are basically financial, because the money that you have in your wallet is not actually worth the paper it's printed on. Got him. I love this thing. I can't say that's not fun. Whew. What? My new M14 here. I want to talk to you guys today about something you may know about or may not know about. Freeman Society. What do you know about a Freeman Society? What is a Freeman Society? Well,